Welcome back to Runeverse. I'm Andrew, and today I'm opening two Build Divide structure decks or starter decks. These are the two newest ones. I think they're about a month old, so I've been sitting on them for longer than I wanted to. But let's go ahead and take a look inside. I've got the translations nearby. This is starter deck number 5, The Adventure of Dangerous Games. I don't know if there's a more official translation. This is a Japanese trading card game, and I think all of the translations I'm using today are Google translated, so let's hope that that is enough. I've got some other Build Divide openings and playthroughs on my channel, so if you want to see how to play, check out the Structure Deck 1 and 2 match. Been thinking about doing some more gameplay. I have Starter Decks 3 and 4. Take a look at the sides of the box and back before we toss that away. And I also have a deck I put together from the Madoka Magica booster set. So that was not a starter deck, but I got a box and some singles and put together a deck. Hopefully if I did a matchup, it wouldn't be overly powerful compared to the other. So here's how to play for anyone who can read Japanese. You can enjoy that as long as you can find it somewhere else, because I'm tossing it aside. This is like a battle mat, which I can't imagine wanting to use. But it's got the field, yellow and red zones for your life, and energy zone and whatnot. Now these starter decks, and the set that release alongside them adds dual color cards. This is a blue card and a white card. Build Divide has blue, white, black, and red. So the other deck we'll look at is the black and red one. Still hope they add green at some point. Green tends to be my favorite. And I looked, but I wasn't able to find the rules on how dual color works. So in Build Divide, you can play any card down as an energy resource, and then you need to have the matching resources to play cards when you spend them, kind of like lands in Magic, assuming you know that game. So I assume if you put a blue/white card down as an energy, it will be able to provide energy toward a blue or white card. That seems straightforward. The question is, if I were to play a blue and white card, do I need a blue or white energy? What if I have like 3 red and 1 blue, or 3 red and 1 white? Is that sufficient, or do I need blue and white? Because in that case, the trade-off, or the ability to make blue and white, almost evens out the fact that you would need 2 different colors to then play that card, which is an interesting design feature. So I wonder how that works. I'm not sure. But anyway, so we'll take a look. This is our fancy foil card, front runner of the deck, and the card backs. If you haven't seen these before, they have a little bit of a sheen on them and texture. But this is our ace card, Rookie Scout Yuma. Oh, and never mind, he very clearly says he costs 2 blue, a white, and 1 generic. So that's interesting. He costs 2 blue, not just 1. And that's a little shield icon that indicates he is our ace unit, which means he can open up our territory, which we'll get to. But otherwise, he is quick, which is interesting. He's a unit with quick, so you can play him in response to certain opposing effects. And his ability says, when your other unit appears during that turn, this unit gets plus 5,000. So whenever another one of your creatures comes into play, he gets plus 5,000. So 3 up to 8 is a big boost, but that can only happen once per turn. So you can come out, open your territory, but then you probably need to play something else to pump them up to 8. Or I guess you could surprise your opponent at the end of their turn. And then here is the territory. So you can see 4 is the requirement to open it. He costs 4, so you'll be able to open it when you play him. And the translation here is Call of Avalon. When your Buster unit appears, target one of your other units and return it to your hand. So the Busters are the cards with the skull in the corner. I'm sure we'll see those. They tend to be more powerful, but they also have negative triggers when they are revealed while you're taking damage. Let's take a look at the other side. Oh, that's just the Yuma over there with his midriff showing. But yeah, so that would let you, I guess, reuse your enters play abilities or remove negative effects. Or maybe if you had a quick card with a Buster symbol, you'd be able to respond to removal or an attack to save it. Speaking of the Buster symbol, that's what that icon looks like there. This is Shield Guard Yamato. She says, damage taken by this unit is reduced by 3,000. Oh, but that's so I'm looking at the translation. It says awakening. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I think it's referring to the territory symbol. So your territory needs to be open for that ability to be in effect. And she does have a steep cost of 1 blue and 2 white. So again, making up for the fact that I assume this card could provide a blue or white energy. And she's also quick, so it's a quick buster unit. That's the exact combo we needed with Yuma. So there you go. We got 4 of her. We have Measurer Maten, 4 of those. And these have a shiny silver ink on their text. Says this can open a blue or white territory, but since it costs 3, you'll need to pay at least 1 extra to open this particular territory because of its 4 requirement. So this is kind of a standard thing we've seen in the starter deck so far. That effect. Master Fencer Fuka has a lot of text. Blue, white, and 4 generic, so not as steep. She is also a buster with that shiny silver skull. Looks like we got 3 of her at 6 cost. She hits for 2, which is nice. If your life is in your red zone, she increases her power by 3,000 and she gains Blitz. And while your territory is open, when your other unit returns to your hand, target up to 1 unit and deal 3,000 damage to it up to once per turn. So Blitz is like first strike, so she'll deal damage first, and if she kills her enemy unit, she takes no damage in return, and more bouncing return to hand synergies. We got 3 of this monster gel slime, and she's just quick. So 3 cost, quick unit, but no buster symbol, so it's not triggering with the Call of Avalon territory. We got 3 more copies of our ace, just not in the fancy foil version. Our first command and our first shot trigger, Zetsu Karara. Target one of your opponent's units and deal 7,000 damage to it. Straightforward, 3 of those. Mission Quest, another command, shot trigger. Meaning if it's revealed when you're taking damage, you can play it for free immediately. And do one of the following. Target one of your units and return to your hand, or target an opponent's unit and deal 5,000 to it. So that's a nice versatile card. Little 2-cost card. Cloth Soldier Ramona. And she just has decoy. As long as she is rested, your opponent can't attack anything except for one of your decoys. Up and coming Ayla. While your territory is opening, or while it's open, when she appears, draw 2 and discard 1. So that's really nice late game. Although she's a 3 cost, you probably want to play her early, but again, very steep cost and a buster trigger. So this seems like it is a little bit pushed. I mean, a 3 cost 4,500 is not bad. Draw 2, discard 1 is very powerful, but only if your territory is open. And then, of course, that buster symbol makes up for that. So this is probably the unit you probably want to be bouncing, although it's not quick. Got skill throwing, another shot trigger command. Target 1 unit and deal 5,000 to it. If this is played as a trigger, return it to your hand. So that's a pretty nice effect. Get to deal 5,000 for free immediately, and if you've got 2 energy, you can deal another 5,000. Radiant Spirit Anarabia. And this is just a white card. This is not blue. Just 2 white and 1. When she appears during this turn, she gets plus 3,000. But if your territory is open, another plus 3,000. So the first 3,000 is only when she comes into play for the rest of the turn. The second 3,000 is permanent as long as your territory is open. Got 3 of those. 3 of Angel of Severance Rudy. She's just another decoy. Just a white card there. And finally, 2 Fierce Spears. Another shot command. Target a unit and give it plus 5,000 this turn. So a nice quick buff. So I'm wondering, we had a few just mono white cards at the end. Were there any mono blue cards that I didn't notice? Or is it all like half blue, half white? Oh no, I'm just getting the generic symbol mixed up with the white symbol. So these are all white, and these are actually all blue only. These are not white cards. So I was wrong about the steep cost on Up and Coming Ayla. That's just a generic symbol. These are blue, and then these ones are all half blue, half white. So forgive my unfamiliarity with everything. Figuring it out as we go. Let's take a look at the black-red deck, Princess Warrior of the Sengoku Turbulent Times. All right, take a look at some black, some red, and some black and red cards. Just before we open it this time, we can admire the box. We'll see that card closer in a moment. Sides and back. Very boring. I mean, fine. I just don't want to spend a bunch of time staring at it. Got the same pieces of paper inside the plastic here. Get rid of those. And then the deck. All right. Try to get this open. And right on the top here, our ace, black and red, is Sakuya, Princess Warrior of Heavenly Wolf County. Wolf Country. Sounds slightly less southern that way, but not quite. 5 cost, only 1 black and 1 red requirement. I wonder if people play like 3-color decks with some of these new cards. Again, we've got the shield indicating this is our ace, and that's the territory that she could open if you could read that. Territory is going to be the Victory Prayer Heavenly Wolf performance. We'll see that in a second. But Sakuya here says, when she appears, one other player draws a card. And while your territory is open, which of course it will be because she opened it. I mean, unless you're playing her in a deck where she's not your ace for the territory. But when she attacks, if the opponent has 4 more cards in their hand, target one of their units and deal damage to it equal to this unit's power and something else, which actually got cut off. Okay, that was annoying. I had to go look up the rest of the translation there. But when she attacks while your territory is open, if your opponent has 4 or more cards, she gets to deal damage to an enemy unit equal to her power. And if your life is in the red zone, she gets +1 hit this turn, which could be very good. 2 hits on a 5-cost unit is nice. Do not like letting my opponent draw cards. So that effect of dealing damage to a unit had better kill it, because I don't want my opponent up a card when I play my unit. But if you can play her and kill something right away and hit your opponent for 2, that's definitely good for 5. And here's the territory, the Victory Prayer Heavenly Wolf performance. During your turn, if an opponent has 4 or more cards in hand, all your units get +3,000. And once a turn, you can put the top of your life into your graveyard to let everybody draw a card. So there's a way to make your hand size go up, your opponent's hand size go up, and your life go down, helping her fire on all cylinders. We've got Heavenly Wolf Country's Gorgeous Spear, Lilyflower. We got 3 of those, again with the fancy silver ink. Buster unit costs 7, it's extremely high. 2 black and 3 red out of that 7. When she appears, if the opponent has 4 more cards in hand, seeing a theme here, target one of that player's units, deal damage to it equal to this unit's power. So she can take out an enemy creature right away, and she's got 2 hits, but 7 is very steep. Sugina, the Pioneer of Heavenly Wolf Country, just a 4-cost black-red unit. 5,000 power, not the worst. 3 more of our ace. Sakuya, Celestial Wolf Country Yumitori Orange Flower. Costs 6. Buster unit, when it appears, one other player draws a card. Oh boy. When she's destroyed, if your life is in the red zone, target one of your opponent's units with power 5,000 or less and put it into their energy zone as rest. Okay, and also she is very big. 9,500 with 2 hits is formidable. Really don't like giving my opponent cards. I guess you want to kill them before they get to use their cards is the idea here. Listener Kapalpa can open any black or red territory. So it's a 3-cost black and red, but you'll have to pay an extra 2 if you want to open this 5-cost territory. Got 4 of those. But I will say, if you are playing black and red, or in the other case of the other deck, blue and white, these do seem really nice because you don't have to play them as units. In Build Divide, you can just play them as energy and they can provide either color you need, assuming, again, you're playing both of those colors in your deck. And if you don't need either of those colors necessarily, but you really need to open your territory, they can do that too. So I think these types of cards already had some utility, just because even if you didn't want a bad unit, you could still just play it as energy. But now with the dual color, it's even more enticing. Although I will say, it's probably just better cards for real decks. We have our command shot, the Water Vortex Curse. It says target one of your opponent's units with power 8,000 or less, place it in the energy zone at rest, and your opponent draws a card. Wow, so you killed something, but you made it into energy, so they're not technically down a card. They're down some momentum. They probably paid some energy for that card, but now you gave them the card back. They got to draw a card, and they didn't even lose the card because it's still just in their energy zone. And you went down a card because you had to pay 3 and give up this card. So you better be very aggressive if you're going to play this. This does not seem great to me. Not only are you giving them more cards to play, but you're giving them the fuel to play it with. So not a huge fan. It says pay off trouble. 4 cost, command shot. Do one of the following. Target one of your opponent's units with 5,000 or less and place it in their energy zone at rest. So it's the same effect as this, except they don't get to draw a card, but we had to pay 1 extra. But we have a second option as well. If your life is in the red zone, put all your opponent's units with 5,000 or less into their energy zone at rest. So this card is pricey at 4, but I like this a lot more than the previous card. Although 4 versus 3, that is a big difference. Bloody Rebel Daphnis. When this unit is placed, target up to 1 Buster icon in your graveyard and place it at the top of your life. That is a weird effect because you're gaining a health back, but when you take that damage, it's going to cause you to lose another health anyway. And while your territory is open, when it appears, target one of your opponent's units, and during that turn, the target will be minus 4,000. Oh, and this is our first mono black card. So this is okay. I mean, it's a starter deck card. They're all starter deck cards, to be honest. But he's fine. So the Pure Heart Presenter costs 3. When she's placed, target up to 1 Buster icon in your graveyard and place it at top of your life. Again, I'm wondering what effects we're wanting to trigger off that, because it's life neutral, right? As soon as you take that damage, you're taking another damage. That's what the Buster effect does. And in fact, it's counterintuitive to some of your plans, because a lot of these effects we've seen want you to be in the red zone. So potentially this could move you from red zone into the yellow zone, and you effectively didn't even gain any health. All right, let's see. Prison of Doom. Target one of your opponent's units, and during that turn, the target is minus 3,000. This is a 1-cost quick spell. I like this. So this is a nice combat trick, or even removal against something really small. This seems nice. Daring Savage Dog Kanya has Decoy. While your territory is open, she gets plus 3,000. And that's it. And this is just our mono red 4-cost card. 4,500. Not bad. 3 of those. Kick Leg Martial Artist Kuga. Another Decoy. I feel like these decks have more decoys than the previous decks have had, but that could just be my bad memory. Maybe they realized that decoys are really important, so they put more in the starter decks. And then 2, Press the Pains, Round It Out. Command Shot, do one of the following. Shuffle your deck and place the top card of your deck at the top of your life. 3 costs command to gain 1 life. Or target one of your opponent's decoy units and place it into their energy zone at rest. Not a bad set of options, but probably not a great card for cost 3, especially in an aggressive deck. I mean, getting rid of a decoy is not bad, but the deck has other ways to do that. And you're probably not going to want to gain health in an aggressive deck. You just don't want to spend time on that. And again, like I said, a lot of those cards want you to be in the red zone anyway. So I'm still confused about the mystery of the cards that put busters back on top of your life. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what I missed in terms of the things that didn't make sense to me. Maybe you can explain them. Although I figured out the dual color card costs anyway. And I think that's interesting. I wonder if the next set will do like blue, red, and black, white or something like that. But of course, they still just need to add green or maybe like pink or yellow. So let me know if you want more Build Divide gameplay. So thanks for watching. Subscribe so we can get more subscribers. And bye.